Hey, Bold and the Beautiful fans. I've got your weekly prediction edition. We're going to talk about Ivy's plot being exposed and Brooke snapping. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we have got predictions for Will and Dylan, for Ridge and Brooke, for Katie and Brooke, for Deke and Sheila, and also for Daphne and Ivy. And hey, if you're not following us, reach down and hit that subscribe button. Let's jump right in. Our very first prediction will kisses Dylan. After RJ kisses Electra, so on Monday, Electra gives Will another ultimatum, or she makes the last one even stronger. Tuesday, Electra confides in RJ, and he tells Ekra something is wrong with Will if he's not willing to do everything it takes to hold on to her. Wednesday, Ivy is manipulating things between RJ and Electra, and RJ kisses Electra and Will sees it. So does Ivy. Thursday, Electra has information for RJ, and it looks like Ivy's plan worked. And Friday, spoilers say that Dylan gets shocking news while Ivy keeps plotting. Also, this week, we know Will and Dylan share a close moment at the beach house, and another spoiler says that Will and Ekra are going to break up this week, and he's talking to Dylan about it after that. So it looks like Electra is going to insist that Will has to throw Dylan out and the ultimatum. Now maybe you have, to do it today or we are over, and Will's not going to do it. I don't think he's going to toss Dylan out until she has a place to live instead of her car. And so Electra may tell Will, okay, well then we're done. And later this week, RJ kisses Electra. I suspect that Ivy's going to make sure that Will sees it. Like she may mention, oh, you should go, look in the design room, or, look in the showroom. So Will may turn around and kiss Dylan after he and Electra break up, but I tend to think it may happen later in the week or early the following week. I suspect, though, after Will sees RJ and Electra kissing, he may turn to Dylan for some comfort. I think Will's going to see it as a huge betrayal, because he doesn't think he crossed lines with Dylan, and he thinks that Ivy has misrepresented these things and that Electra hasn't heard him out. And I think all that's valid, and this could very well be the start of Will and Dylan, and also of RJ and Ekra. Our second prediction, Ridge and Brooke put their feet down, or put their foot down. I don't know how to word that with it being plural. Monday, bowling. The beautiful spoilers have Brooke and Katie arguing about Eric, and Brooke is insisting that she's trying to kill Eric. And Katie lashes back about Brooke's ego and it not being about her, and then she claps back at Katie about using the name Logan and says, "Nobody that matters knows who you are. That is my name." In an interview, John McCook said that Eric's coming back to Forrester, but on his own terms and not right away. And on Monday, Ridge and Eric come to terms. They reach an agreement. And then Katie is telling Ridge that she and Bill gave Eric purpose and gave him respect that Ridge wouldn't give his dad, and he loses it and yells at Katie and Bill that they gave Eric nothing. And on Tuesday, Katie has to defend her decision, and I'm sure that's, hiring Eric. Brooke already told Katie once she's putting an end to Eric working for Katie, and Brooke accused her of stealing Eric from them along with the Logan name. And I think once Ridge joins the fight, he's also going to insist that Eric has to quit on Katie and quit Logan. And I think Ridge and Brooke will issue ultimatums to Katie and Brooke. She is worried about Eric, but in the end, even if Katie said, "Okay, Eric, maybe you should step back," I don't think he will. I suspect he will refuse to do what Ridge and Brooke are demanding, and that Eric is going to want to honor his commitment to Katie to get Logan launched before going back to Forrester to work. Maybe on a part-time basis. Our third prediction, Katie cuts Brooke out of her life. On Monday, Katie and Brooke's screaming fight from Friday carries over, according to official spoilers, and we've got Bill joining in, and then Ridge joins the anger party as well. Bill thinks Brooke is bullying Katie, and she's stunned by Brooke's ego and tells her, "Not everything's about you. This is about Katie and her legacy." And Brooke says, Katie used Bill's money, Brooke's name, and Eric's talent to make a wannabe Forrester Creations. And Brooke then gives a slow clap, very sarcastic towards Katie, and is mocking her basically for being a copycat. And I think Brooke is underestimating Katie, whether that's valid or not, she's not being sisterly supportive. Has it been from the start? She feels betrayed. And then Katie feels betrayed, and clearly she's offended by this stuff that Brooke is saying. On Monday, I know fans are very divided. It probably as divided as Brooke and Katie are on this storyline. And it may be just one insult too many. Brooke is dripping with sarcasm, and Katie looks crushed by what Brooke says. So I do think Katie walks away from Brooke after this, at least for now. And I think Bill is going to encourage Katie to turn her back on Brooke and just walk away. Our fourth prediction. Deke pushes Sheila to set Deacon free. Now, we don't have any Deacon and Sheila spoilers for next week right now, but they're going to be circling back to this storyline once Eric's secret is dealt with. And Will and Elektra get past this latest hurdle, then we'll get back to what's going on with Deacon and Taylor. I suspect Deke may push Sheila to let Deacon go and tells her, do the right thing for once in your life. I mean, to be fair, Sheila has done some good things. She saved Steffi and Liam from Luna. She pulled Taylor off a roof ledge. She's better than she used to be. I can agree with that. But I think Deke is solely focused on her bad deeds, and he thinks she's an anchor on his father. But in talking to Sheila about this, Deke could let something slip about Deke and Artie having his eye on somebody better than her. Obviously, he's thinking about Taylor. I don't think he would say her name out loud, but Sheila. Mike gets suspicious and start looking for answers, and may stalk and confront Deacon and may catch him with Taylor. Our fifth and final prediction. Daphne rats, Ivy out Wednesday. Spoilers have Ivy manipulating things between RJ and Elektra, and that's the same day RJ kisses Elektra. Thursday, we find out. Ivy's plan worked, and Elektra gives RJ some info, maybe that she's split with Will. And Daphne sees something she shouldn't have in official, bold, and beautiful spoilers for Thursday. And then by Friday, Ivy is threatening Daphne. She better keep quiet, and Ivy puts more of her plan in place. So Daphne sees Ivy fiddling with something in a purse. Whether it's Ivy's purse or RJ's purse, we'll see. Looks like a piece of paper, something like that. Maybe a photo. And Daphne realizes something sketchy is going on with Ivy. I fully expect Daphne to tell both Steffi and Carter that Ivy is up to no good. Clearly, she's plotting to end Elektra and Will, and Ivy thinks she's protecting Elektra. But she is up to more than that, and I doubt that Daphne will appreciate being threatened, and I don't think she will stay quiet. Ivy may get to march around and say, inappropriate and improper, and get somewhere with Ikra. She's not going to get anywhere with Daphne with that attitude. She's not going to scare easily, and I think Daphne will be concerned, and so I think she'll be honest with Stephanie and Carter and want them to know how Ivy is acting and that she's up to something sketchy. Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast because you don't want to miss the next episode.